Bethel Clouds TV, empowering lives.
Welcome to Kenya.
Thank you so much.
We're glad to have you in our community.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
So first of all, you have to tell us your names and then where you're from and then the reason you are here with us.
Sure. So my name is Dr. Ndura Wade. I'm from Kentucky in the United States. I'm at this church and I found out about the ministry that the grandmas of the church participate in making baskets. And my heart goes out to the grandmas. I mean, they have welcomed me so much already, and I want to be able to take this back to the U.S. in any way that I can to be able to support them while they're still here in Kenya.
Okay, I think I'm glad because you're doing it better than us. I mean, the younger generation.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, you're a quick learner.
Thank you.
Are you planning to have these in the U.S. like teach them too? Because since you're good at it.
Oh, I don't know about teaching. I don't know if the learner can be the teacher, but I would love to share the beautiful baskets in any way that I can, because yeah, people need to know about the grandmas and the struggles that they've dealt with, that they're still dealing with, and this generation, they have so much to teach us, no matter our age, because they have a wealth of experience and knowledge, and just I can tell their hearts are just golden. So I want to pass that on to others as well.
Yeah. So you said you deal with more with your mental health.
Yeah, so I'm here with the Kenya Alliance for Mental Health. So we actually teach people about mental health and to normalize the conversation, just to take that stigma out of mental health, because there's still quite a bit of stigma talking about mental health, and there's nothing wrong with that. You need to be able to ask people, how are you? And be able to give a genuine answer. So normalizing the conversation. We also really not only advocate for the mental health profession, but just in various venues, because it is really important to talk about mental health and provide good resources for that.
Yeah. Since you're a doctor in mental health, can these type of activities help more when it comes to community and on your mental health space?
Oh, yes, absolutely. A lot of our treatment programs in the U.S. have expressive arts, and I think this would be so powerful to be able to offer that. When we think of expressive arts, we may think of music or drawing and things like that. This is something I'm not very skilled at, but I can do, even though I can't sing or play an instrument or even draw. This is, and it's easy, as you can see, I'm still doing it as I'm talking to you. So it is really good to promote community.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Are we looking at having partnerships in Kenya and doing more into like the African market, because in Africa mental health is not taken that serious, because we're more of we are Africans and we're hardcore, and because of values that we came back from our older generations, we try to be hard, then later maybe in life people are going through so many things. Are we trying to look for partnerships and then having trained other people to do this, to be helping you guys in doing the mental health awareness?
Yes, the church where I'm located right now actually has big plans to really expand the opportunities for the older generation in the community to be able to really enhance their mental health, because I think a lot of people tend to forget that the older generation, they have mental health as well. So it's really important to not just focus on the younger generation, but all generations. And like I said, the older generation has so much to teach us. So that's why I've gotten passionate about helping these, I keep calling them the grandmas, but these grandmas in the older generation. So yes.
So when it comes to mental health, what's the key part to deal on? I mean, the core value of dealing on, maybe on the introduction part of it. What's the core part of starting the healing process on the mental health?
I think communication, just being able to communicate to others how you're feeling, asking other people, how are you? And in this environment, I imagine that there's a lot of community talk, just how are you doing? And, just having that connectedness. So communication and connectedness, I'm saying two actually, but those are both important.
Yeah, I think I'm glad.
Yes.
What is the difference between, let's say, the grandmas from the US and then the ones in Africa? Are the ones in Africa a bit hard? Than are they able to endure more of the mental space than the ones abroad?
Oh, that's a great question. My experience so far being in Africa is just seeing the level of respect that the elderly have from the younger generation, but they still need that connectedness. They still need to feel like they're valuable to society, and they can have, you know, things to do during their day, because even in my own family members, they complain about being bored and maybe not the lack of connection that they have. So that's why I'm like, oh, I would love to take this type of group to where my mom lives. Actually, my mom is in her 80s, and actually my aunt, I'm very close to her as well. They're both up there in age. So it would be really important to be able to share these types of opportunities with them as well. Yeah.
If there's someone out here listening to you and getting to know like the best thing apart from communication, the best thing they can offer to their grandmas, what is that one thing that you can tell them they should do to the older generation?
Oh, that's so tough, but respect. I mean, think about all the hardships that these ladies, I don't know their stories yet, but think about all the things that they've gone through, the resilience that they have, that they continue to show. So respect. I mean, respect and dignity. Show them dignity, and that they still have a high value to society. I mean, because they do. That's it.
Growing up, there's that change. I mean, before, like, you know, this older generation, our grandmas, our mothers, they used to go through so much struggle, and then we can say they got used to it. But then coming to this generation Z, the younger generation, I mean, it's hard to endure, like, because of maybe right now, like maybe the political class, or there's so many things going on, the life, hardships in life in Africa. So what is that one thing that you can try to help them, this younger generation, at least adapt more on the mental health space?
To help the younger generation with their mental health? Oh, wow, that's a big question too, because there's so many things. But again, communication about your mental health, normalizing the conversation, destigmatizing any mental health issues, because we have mental health. I have mental health sitting here, so do you. Everyone does. So normalizing all of that and providing spaces for connection, making sure you don't isolate. So providing more opportunities to all generations to maybe participate in expressive arts. That could be really helpful.
I'm sure both of us have we have a norm of saying, like, because this person going through mental health, maybe we can just say depression. When you're having your classes, do you give out like the examples of mental health? Because we might just say mental health, maybe someone is depressed, or because maybe drugs or lifestyle. But then are there those examples that you can tell us? Maybe these are the mental health. When someone is going through this, this is the reason for mental health.
So tough times, I mean, it can produce symptoms of trauma. So when we talk about trauma, maybe your idea of trauma is different than someone else's. Maybe you've gone through the exact same situation than someone else, but in your coping mechanisms, that's what we call them, coping skills are a bit different from someone else's. So to be able to really individualize the situation, what someone has gone through, and then to identify what's positive to help that individual situation.
Actually, I'm glad we're having this conversation, and I hope this one helps people out there, because younger generations, and the older generations at least, I mean, when the younger generation have this knowledge, I'm sure they can be able to transform into our older generation. So, Doctor, we are glad, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you. You too. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Crouch. I am in Kenya in support of the Kenya Alliance Association for Mental Health. My experience here has been somewhat emotional, because this is the first time for me. And so coming, I call this the motherland, Africa. And so it's been very emotional for me to be able to hear the sounds of my ancestors. And so that's basically my experience. It's been awesome, phenomenal. Words can't explain how I have viewed this experience. Yes, it's home. Yes.
Yeah, Africa, because Africa is our motherland.
Yes.
So I can see it. You're good right now at crafting.
Yes, I'm learning. I'm learning, and it's very calming for the nervous system. This is what I would call a coping mechanism for individuals who are experiencing any trauma or stress centered around mental health. This calms the nervous system because you are concentrating on what you're doing, and so the mind is focused on this and not on the trouble that you're experiencing.
Yeah. We're going to talk about mental health since you're a doctor, and then this is what you do. So how does having such activities with the elderly, because right now, this activity in Kenya, specifically more for the elderly in the society, how does it help them cope up with their mental awareness?
Well, first of all, when you're talking elderly, when we reach a certain age, sometimes we feel like society has kind of like pushed us to the side. And so activities like this make them feel more worth, like their sense of worth increases, their self-esteem, how they perceive themselves. And this is great because it heightens their ability to be able to learn, continue to learn, as we need to do mentally, and to be able to feel like I'm contributing something to society or my culture.
Which is okay. There's a young, right now in Africa, there's so many hardships which are normal, because maybe by the political class or the just normal lifestyle. So what's that one thing that if you had to advise, because the younger generation, how to they can cope up with life, and then how they can reduce that, they can have that mental awareness to this too much, like mental breakdown?
Well, with the younger generation, I think they need to find other ways to express themselves, whether it's through art. How about going to take care of a senior, helping a senior do their grocery shopping or pick up their things from the market. These are coping mechanisms that can help the younger generation. Read a book, go out, take a walk. When you're young, most of the times, a lot of the younger generation think that I'm okay. But you're not okay if you're having any type of stressors or stress. So a mini jog, some type of exercise, that is great for young people.
Okay. So, if someone has to ask, are there any other types of mental health? Is it only mental health? Are there maybe signs that someone can be able to see and look, and then this person suffering from certain type of mental health breakdown?
Well, I think the first sign would be the person has experienced some type of stressor, whether it's an accident, whether it's a loss, or whether it's pain. When you see the person maybe decreasing in sadness, change of environment as far as they decide they want to be isolated, not coming around the relatives, crying. Sometimes they begin to use different addictions to cope with. Drinking maybe more alcohol, smoking. Those are things that are the first signs that something is wrong with an individual. Okay.
As of now, is it going to be a hobby?
Yes, actually.
So you're going to carry some samples?
Yes, I'm going to figure out how to get this back into my life and ask some of my clients, because I am a therapist by trade, okay, and so I will also recommend this to my clients.
So will you be the teacher? No?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. I'm glad to have, and we hope you'll be coming here and helping us more.
Thank you for your great interview.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Bethel Clouds TV, empowering lives.